Hello dear guests, we are pleased to welcome you here at the Gallery of Outstanding Orenburg Citizens, Our People, which is located under the Orenburg Tourist Information Center. We, the students of the Faculty of Foreign Languages of the Orenburg State Pedagogical University, will introduce the most interesting personalities of this amazing interactive museum to you.
Yuri Alexeyevich Gagarin was born on the 9th of March 1934 in the village Klushino near Gzhatsk. After serving in the Soviet Army, in 1955 he entered the first Chkalov Military Aviation Pilot School and graduated from it in 1957. In Nuremberg, he married Valentina Ivanovna Garacheva. Gagarin served as an Air Force fighter at the Northern Fleet. He enrolled in the Astronaut Corps. On the 12th of April 1961, he carried out a flight to the outer space for the first time in history. He made a flight around the planet for 1 hour and 48 minutes and returned safely back to Earth. On the 14th of April, he was awarded the title Hero of the Soviet Union. Being known worldwide, he frequently visited Orenburg. Gagarin died on the 27th of March 1968, carrying out an exercise flight. Later on, he was posthumously made an honorary citizen of Orenburg.
Alexander Ivanovich Zas was born in Vilensky Uyezd, Russia. In 1908, he came to Orenburg to get apprenticeship at the railway workshops, but instead he joined a touring circus. He became an outstandingly strong athlete. He was taken as a prisoner many times during the First World War, and then he settled down in Europe. He performed shows as an athlete and wild animal trainer. After his career under the pseudonym Samson went successful, he was invited to Great Britain, where he became very popular. He established Samson's Institution and popularized his system of isometric exercises. Also, he gained the title of the strongest man alive. After the Second World War, he lived in Hockley near London, where he performed strength shows and was considered to be the oldest wild animal trainer in Europe.
Mstislav Leopoldovich Rostropovich was born in 1927 in Baku, where he had moved from Orenburg with his parents. He returned to Orenburg in 1941 as an evacuee from Moscow. At the age of 16 and after his father's death, he started teaching at the music college instead of his father. After the war, Rostropovich gained national and worldwide popularity as a cellist. In 1966, he was rewarded the National Artist of USSR. All in all, Rostropovich gained 50 awards, including honorary KBE by Elizabeth II in 1987. Rostropovich was also a proponent of artistic expression and freedom. He supported Alexander Solzhenitsyn, that's why he got into some troubles. Since 1974, he lived abroad with his family, and this is why he was revoked of the USSR citizenship. The citizenship was resumed only in 1990. In 1993, he visited his grave of his father in Orenburg, and since then his visits to Orenburg was regular. In 2007, he was awarded by Vladimir Putin for his contribution to the development of music.
Georgy Maximilianovich Malenkov was born in Orenburg on the 23rd of November, and he was a prominent student of his gymnasium from 1922 to 1925. He studied at Moscow High Technical School, and at this time also he started his political career. From 1936 he was appointed the head of the party personnel department in the Central Committee of Bolshevik Party, and he was also a member of immediate circle of Stalin. During the World War II, he was a member of State Defense Committee, and in the year of 1943, he was awarded the title of the Hero of Socialistic Labor. From 1953 to 1955, he was the head of the government of the Council of the Ministers of the USSR, and he initiated some important economic reforms. At the year of 1957, he opposed the political aspirations of Nikita Khrushchev, and this resulted in relieving Georgy Malenkov of all his posts and assigning him the post of a director in some Kazakhstan power plant.
Alexander Gugovich Morel was born to a Russian-German family. He was an Orthodox Christian. In 1921, he left Orenburg with his father, stepmother, and his Russian nanny. In Munich, where the family settled, he was brought up in the atmosphere friendly to the Russian language and culture and considered himself to be a Russian. In 1921, together with his friend Hans Scholl, he founded a clandestine resistance group, the White Rose. There, they spread and wrote letters of anti-Hitler nature. In February 1923, the participants and other people who helped them were arrested. 7 members of the group, including Alexander Shmurel, were decapitated by guillotine. After the war, the White Rose became the symbol of the students' resistance in Europe. In 2012, he was canonized by the Russian Orthodox Church abroad.
In the early 2000s, Ernst Neizvestny, famous world-known sculptor, spoke proudly about his Orenburg ancestors. His grandfather owned printing presses here, though later it turned out that those printing presses were not in Orenburg, but in Verkhnyuralsk. Ernst Neizvestny was born in the year of 1925 in Sverdlovsk in the Soviet Union to a family of a Dr. Joseph Neizvestny and a children's writer, Bella Dejur. From his early years, he began modeling, though he was torn between art, philosophy and biology. He entered and studied in the philosophy department of Moscow State University, and then the war began. At the year of 1941, when he was 16 years old, he wanted to join the army, but he was evacuated to Samarkand. Later on, he fought at the Second Ukrainian Front, and he was numerously concussed and wounded, and after his death he received the Order of the Red Star. In the 1976, he left the Soviet Union for Switzerland, and then he moved to New York, where he met Mstislav Rostropovich. This unusual acquaintance resulted in the creation of Shostakovich bust. And he also received numerous honors from the hands of President Boris Yeltsin and President Vladimir Putin. In the year of 2013, the second Neizvestny Museum was opened in Sverdlovsk, and his works are characterized by its unique expressiveness and unusual forms.
Maurice Drouin was born in 1918 in Paris. He is the son of an Orenburg-born actor, Lazare Kessel. Maurice Drouin was a member of French Resistance and of Académie Française. He received the Prix Goncourt for his novels Les Grandes Familles. A series of his novels, Les Rois Maudits, was published in USSR, and the interesting fact is that the author himself wasn't aware of this fact. In February 2003, while his first visit to Russia, he mentioned his Orenburg ancestors in the conversation with Vladimir Putin. In the same year, in September, he visited Orenburg, and after his arrival to Paris, he wrote an article, Return to Orenburg, where he described Orenburg and criticized European policy against Russia.
Viktor Stepanovich Chernomydin was born in Chorny Otrog. It is the village in the Orenburg region, and from 1973 to 1977 he was the director of Orenburg gas processing plant, and later on he worked as a senior official in Moscow. During this period from 1985 to 1989 he was the head of the Ministry of Gas Industry of the USSR. It resulted in founding and running by him the state company Gazprom. In May 1992 he was appointed the Deputy Prime Minister of the Russian Federation, and from December 1992 to May 1998 he was the Prime Minister of the Russian Federation. In the year of 1999 he was appointed the Russian Special Presidential Envoy in charge of the conflict resolution in Yugoslavia. And from 2001 to 2009 he was Russian ambassador to Ukraine. During his whole life, Viktor Stepanovich visited Orenburg frequently. He's also famous of his common expressions that become famous, and the most well-known of them and the most used of them is We wanted to do the better, but it came out as it always does.
Yuri Sergeyevich Antin was born in 1935. He is a Russian and Soviet poet, lyricist and playwright. In 1941, he and his mother were evacuated here in Orenburg, where they lived in Proletarskaya Street for 2 years. Antin went here to school and his mother worked in a munition factory. After his graduation, Yuri worked as a school teacher and librarian. Antin wrote a lot of poems and songs for many popular and famous films and cartoons, Russian and Soviet, including The Adventures of Buratino, Electronic Adventures, Blue Puppy, The Bremen Town Musicians and many others. In 1998, he was awarded with a professional award, Golden Ostap.
Vladimir Makanin was born in Orsk. He is the winner of the Russian Booker Prize, the Big Book, and the prize holder of the State Award in Literature. Vladimir Makanin graduated from school in Ufa and then entered the Moscow State University at the Faculty of Mathematics and Mechanics. After graduating with honors, he worked at the Military Artillery Academy. At that time, he devoted himself to writing. His first work, Straight Lines, was published in 1965. A few years later, he became a member of the USSR Writers' Union. One of his iconic works, Underground or The Hero of Our Time, was published in the late 90s. His work, Essen, was published in 2008 and caused a great discussion. The writer is famous for his novels, novellas, and short stories. Vladimir Makanin is one of those who has been honored to be discussed in numerous dissertations and monographs during his lifetime.
This brief overview on the new museum in the center of Orenburg was prepared for you by the students of the Faculty of Foreign Languages of the State Pedagogical University in Orenburg. Welcome to the Museum of the Outstanding Orenburg Citizens, Our People.